All right, folks. Tonight we're tackling the monumental task of roasting Australia, the only country that's both a continent and a giant evolutionary mistake. First off, Australia's wildlife clearly comes with an instruction manual written by Stephen King. Everything wants you dead. You know your animals are messed up when even the ducks are venomous. I mean, ducks, Australia. How bad is your neighborhood if even your waterfowl are packing poison? Kangaroos, your national symbol, is essentially a buff rabbit on steroids with a short temper. Only in Australia can a cuddly marsupial decide to square up and throw hands. Seriously, who thought putting a Jim Bros personality into a hopping deer was a good idea? And speaking of marsupials, koalas are the stoners of the animal world. The furry freeloaders sleep 22 hours a day, wake up just long enough to get high on eucalyptus leaves, contract chlamydia, and go back to sleep. If that's not the definition of no ambition, I don't know what is. Even pandas look productive by comparison. Now, let's talk about Vegemite, your national spread. Vegemite tastes like someone decided to scrape leftover asphalt off the highway, mix it with sadness, and slap it on toast. Australians defend Vegemite with pride too, but let's be honest, it's like Stockholm Syndrome in culinary form. You don't actually like it, you've just grown accustomed to the misery. Your slang, it's like Australia looked at the English language and said, nah, mate, too many syllables. Breakfast becomes brekkie, afternoon is arvo, McDonald's is Macca's, and even Christmas becomes Chrissy. Yet, you casually drop fair dinkum into a conversation like you have time to waste. Make up your mind, Aussies. Are you busy or not? And what's going on with your accents? It's as if the British dropped you off centuries ago and your language just started melting in the heat. No wonder tourists spend half their vacations nodding politely, pretending they understand your directions, when secretly praying that Google Maps will save them from getting lost in your endless outback. And speaking of the outback, Australia, you have a whole region that looks exactly like Mars: dry, barren, uninhabitable. People live around the coastline because even Australians know there's nothing in the middle but regret, dehydration, and tumbleweeds that probably have evolved venom by now. Your capital city is so bland and forgettable that even Australians don't remember it. Tourists fly halfway across the world to see Sydney's Opera House or Melbourne's cafes, while Canberra sits in the corner like the kid no one picked in dodgeball. If your capital city could talk, it would probably apologize for existing. And can we discuss cricket for a second? I know, hold up. Australians willingly spend 5 days playing a sport only to have it end in a tie. A tie! You've wasted an entire work week chasing a ball, dressed in white pajamas, only to shake hands and say, well played, maybe next time? Australians, there's a word for that. It's called insanity. And let's not forget your weather, which operates exclusively on extremes. It's either hot enough to melt pavement or it's raining spiders. Literally raining spiders. How do Australians casually brush this off like it's normal? Any country that requires regular spider showers is clearly nature's way of saying, move out, you don't belong here. Yet, despite all this madness, the murderous animals, questionable food choices, linguistic laziness, forgettable capital, and climate that feels personally offended by your existence, we still love you, Australia. Maybe it's because you're safely isolated on the far side of the world where your deadly creatures and Vegemite sandwiches can't harm the rest of us. Cheers, Australia, you beautifully ridiculous island of chaos. Keep it wild, mates. Got you back.